Hello, my name is Adrianna Garcia, and it's hard to believe that a whole year has already gone by from making decisions about becoming a senior during our junior year. But here we are, making another digital story, this time about our senior year. I truly believe I have grown up and learned so much this past year. The experiences and relationships I have built will remain in my heart for a lifetime to come. I have found myself and my future, and I have all Amy Bill to thank for that. This past year, I have completed 2 classes at the University of New Mexico, a freshman learning community that consisted of Sociology 101 and Public Speaking. I really enjoyed the new experience and a closer step towards what college would be like for me for the next 4 years. In sociology, we learned about the inequalities major groups face on a daily basis. At the end of the semester, we were able to pick anything we wanted that represented a group that has suffered inequality. This became my perfect opportunity to connect my class to my senior project at Presbyterian Hospital. I researched the inequalities that female and male nurses experienced throughout their medical careers. In my public speaking class, I was able to face my fears of standing in front of an audience, and I believe I have conquered those fears in the process. I learned all the different types of public speaking, and it was a very helpful class. Even though the nerves that built up inside before a speech were almost unbearable, I still managed to survive. I was able to learn so much about other people, and that I'm not alone when it comes to being shy in front of a large audience. I met a lot of friendly people who actually really respected that I was taking college classes at a university while still in high school. During this year, I have also been doing my senior project at Presbyterian Hospital in pediatrics within the child life department. I started over the summer and have continued to do so well past my 100 hours, well past 200 hours, and I plan to continue my journey there throughout college. At Presbyterian, as a volunteer, I have had the opportunity to work with tons of different kids, battling illnesses, broken bones, early births, even some abuse cases, and even keeping their siblings occupied. My job is to make the hospital a better experience and treating the kids like kids. On a regular day in the child life department, I would be working with lots of kids, holding babies in the NICU, or cleaning toys, making name signs, and keeping everything organized. Each and every day was a different experience all on its own. I have made relationships with patients as well as the staff at the child life department. I even gained not 1, but 3 mentors, Shirley, Rebecca, and Patty. They have helped me gain so much confidence with working with new patients, as well as a deeper insight to the medical field. The goal of the child life department is to make the hospital a less scary place for kids to be at. They've provided tons of books, toys, games, support, and a safe environment for kids and their families. Volunteers and the staff of Child Life make all of this possible every day of the year. Child Life hosts birthday parties if kids weren't able to go home on time, as well as Halloween trick-or-treating, a Thanksgiving turkey dinner, Christmas dinner with Santa who passes out presents to all of the children, as well as Hero of the Month ceremonies for those outstanding patients. Starting out at Presbyterian was a very eye-opening experience, because, after all, I am working with kids in the hospital who are there for a reason. The first couple weeks I had a hard time looking past all the wires or machines the kids were attached to, but over time I began to stop noticing them, and I saw the kids for who they really were and not the illnesses they were diagnosed with. Though there were still times where the only way I could cope with things was to cry, which in time only made me stronger. I have gained a whole new respect and gratitude towards my life. The kids that I have been able to work with are stronger and more amazing than I could ever hope to be. They've taught me so much, more than they'll ever know. I have learned to gain new relationships with a different child every day, which is harder than I thought it would be. A child has to be able to trust me in order for me to communicate with them and play with them, and for some kids it wasn't easy. I had to learn that each child is completely different, and that I can't treat every child the same. Some kids I've had to work with for a while until they would open up to me, while others would want to open up right away and talk and want to play. Being able to have a child's trust is extremely rewarding. My goal every time I went into Presbyterian was to make the child I was working with smile, because seeing them smile let me know everything would be alright and that I was doing my job right. I also had goals to learn more about the medical field, which is what I did as I saw and worked with a variety of different patients every time I went in. I also made a volunteer handbook for new volunteers because when I first started, I wasn't sure what quite to do. So by making this book, volunteers can look through it to see what they can do while there aren't any patients to work with, or if they're uncomfortable with working with certain patients. I also kept a journal for myself to keep note of all the thoughts, feelings, or things that I saw that I didn't know how to talk to about or cope with. Being at Presbyterian for so long has allowed me to grow up with patients who have been there for just as long, if not longer. I watched as a patient learn to slowly crawl, then walk with some help, to walking all on his own. I even had the opportunity to celebrate his first birthday with him and his family. He became such an inspiration with his happy presence and adorable smiles and laughs. I also made friends with a patient my age that spent a couple of weeks at Presbyterian. She never once complained, even when the doctors couldn't diagnose what was wrong with her hand. I hung out with her and helped her with her homework, and a couple months later she won Hero of the Month and invited me to celebrate with her closest friends and family. I was extremely touched, and I went to discover she was in remission from cancer that was in her hand. I honestly cannot imagine all she had to go through and still managed to catch up with school, and is on her way to graduate this upcoming May as well. I also got to meet expecting moms who were stuck in the hospital until their little ones were ready to come. Rebecca invited me to help her on their first annual glamour date. She hired a professional makeup and hair artist to do the mom's hair, and Rebecca bought beautiful dresses and jewelry for them to wear. Rebecca took the pictures on her camera in the spa and the MSC provides for them. It was so nice because none of the moms were able to take pictures when they were pregnant before they were admitted to the hospital. Their pictures came out very beautiful, and it was nice spending time with them. I also got to hold tiny premature babies in the NICU. They were so little and fighting so hard for their lives. I got to hold countless babies until they fell into deep slumber. And even then, I had so much fun holding them. Watching them sleep was so peaceful, and the cute smiles or laughs they made during their sleep always put a smile on my face. Presbyterian's patients and staff have inspired me to pursue a career in neonatal nursing. I crave the knowledge that it takes to become a nurse. I want to help save lives. I feel that if I become a nurse, I will be making a difference in helping families bring their new babies home. How amazing would it be to know that I helped save an innocent baby's life? I think it would be absolutely extraordinary.